It's your boy Gun in the house, back with another bang on video where, ladies and gentlemen, another big Ozil update. Nothing new, nothing new. Seriously, we're getting bored with this whole Ozil saga, but still, it is an update to literally to what we had since the last video, and of course, Arsenal's new interest in a new striker. Everything will be discussed in this video, so stay tuned and watch the video till the end. And if you seek daily Arsenal news, this is the best place to be. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. But first, get ready for some crazy transfer rumors. Really crazy. At the end of this video, you might say, IG, just shut up and stop doing what you're doing for us on YouTube, because literally we're literally pissed, because seriously, I don't even understand why these kind of players have been linked with Arsenal, but still, it's my job. I just have to report it to you. Moving on, the first thing that I have here is Arsenal and Chelsea are keen on a talented teenage Turkish striker Ali Ahmed after impressing in front of goal for Bursaspor this season despite offers from Salzburg and Galatasaray. The talented 18-year-old is playing for Bursaspor's first team and has caught the attention of Europe's elite with 9 goals in 16 games already this season. 9 goals in 16 games. They're looking for around £3 million, but they could be forced to accept less due to the impact of this pandemic this month. Now, let us talk about in detail about Ali Ahmed. Now, who is this guy? Yes, well, he's impressing for Bursaspor. He caught the eye of Europe's top clubs. Chelsea and Arsenal are keen for him, and so is Red Bull Salzburg and Galatasaray. What is the special about this Turkish under-21 international striker? Well, Red Bull Salzburg and Galatasaray both are in for Ali Ahmed. He burst onto the scene as a 16-year-old, making his debut before establishing himself as a key component of what is a very young Bursaspor squad. He grabbed first the headlines with a spectacular goal from the halfway line, playing for Turkey under-17s in a friendly against Belarus in August 2018, which they went on to win 2-0. He has since continued to impress with his pace and skills and is now looking at taking his career to the next level. Now, he actually has 6 months remaining on his contract. He is not intending to sign a new deal with his club, and Bursaspor are willing to listen to offers now rather than taking the risk of losing him on a free, or rather minimum compensation in the summer. So this is what we have of this new youngster, the young kid who is linked with Arsenal. Well, he's really promising because he's had a very enterprising. I think we would be grateful if we have him in our youth squad. He would really add up a lot of value. Moving on, the rumor that I don't want to hear but still have it, Steven Nzonzi. Remember him? Unai Emery wanted to bring him at the Emirates in 2018-2019 season itself. So Steven Nzonzi will shortly hold discussions with AS Roma to terminate his contract, according to our information, according to Foot Mercato. So English clubs are particularly interested in his profile. Arsenal, who have quoted him in the past, and Everton, who still have an eye on him. He's playing for Rennes. He's on loan at Rennes from Roma. So yeah, that is that. Strange, isn't it? Steven Nzonzi in 2021? No, get me out of here, man. Moving on. So somebody tweeted out on Twitter that Houssem Auba has changed his playing style, and it's quite different now. He dribbles less, he carries less balls and passes into the final third. However, he's become a much bigger threat, getting into the box more and taking on more shots and become a more creative passer. So the fact that I had a doubt about him, that he doesn't score more goals and not much of a creative passer, as in, an Aaron Ramsey kind of a role. So he's tried to get that part of the game. Like I think that shows how Donny van de Beek evolved, which led to his imminent transfer to Manchester United. Yeah, like from a starter at Ajax to a bench warmer at United, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it as. It feels sad for me to see Van de Beek on the bench. Moving on. So at the moment, according to Fabrizio Romano, at the moment, there is nothing between Arsenal and Manor Solomon. No links whatsoever. So Manor Solomon right now is not hot property, is what Arsenal are looking at, according to Fabrizio Romano. So if it's coming from Romano, you take it exactly how it is said to you. Moving on, James Benge tweets out, Fenerbahce and Ozil's representatives yet to open dialogue with Arsenal over a January move. Arsenal would not look for fee ready to negotiate how much of Ozil's remaining salary they will pay. A very public divorce is not finalized yet. So, yes, James Benge is completely exactly on point with Mesut Ozil and Arsenal. It could be a very big divorce, but I think so it will be mutual, as it is happening in the last 6 months of his contract, and probably as per the contract he can talk to foreign clubs, of course, moving away from Arsenal. Moving on, big breaking, Rob Holding has signed a new contract with Arsenal running until 2024 with an option of a further year. According to Arsenal, it's been already on the website as well. Rob Holding signs a new contract with Arsenal 2024. Also, Edu has opened up about Holding. He says, "We are very happy to have signed Rob Holding on a new contract extension. He is 25 years old, so is still coming into the peak of his career, and we are delighted that he'll be with us during these important years." And Arteta opened up about Rob Holding. He says, "Since I started as manager, I have been hugely impressed with Rob's contribution to the club and the dressing room on and off the pitch. The quality of his work every day is excellent, and he is translating this into consistently high performances into the matches." Rob is 25, says Edu, so is still coming into the peak of his career, and we are delighted he'll be with us during these important years. Rob has shown great quality and maturity and is developing well. We are looking forward to Rob continuing his progression in the years to come. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Edu and Arteta has invested in, and Rob Holding signs a new contract. Mark it. This could be another point, another chapter into the book that is the new era of Arsenal. I mean, it is, of course. If it is successful or not, that is we have to see it in the future. But moving on, Rio Ferdinand has spoken about Ozil. He says, and actually he's really giving a stick as to we need to know what exactly happened of Mesut Ozil at Arsenal. Rio says, "The problem with this whole situation, whether you're an Arsenal fan or someone looking in as a football fan, we haven't really been given any insights about how the situation has got to where it has got to. I want to know the reasons why, like everybody else. Why is he not playing? The kid's talent is unbelievable. Cristiano Ronaldo was devastated when he left Real Madrid because he was the man who was putting chances on a plate more than anyone for him. Arteta should have come out in his first press conference or whenever that time is and say, listen, he ain't for me. This kid ain't for me. He was a great player in the past, but he ain't the same player who I saw years ago. He ain't good enough to wear this shirt." I mean, come on, Rio. I mean, he's not made this obvious enough, but with his actions, I'm pretty much sure Arteta is exactly saying what you just said, what you want to hear from his mouth, yeah? Moving on, according to Tom Gott, Arsenal are interested in offering Julian Draxler a pre-contract ahead of landing him on a free transfer. But Arsenal would also like to bring the German in before the January transfer window comes to a close. They believe that he is the elite, but wow. Why? Why Julian Draxler? Because the interest in Lyon's Houssem Auba has faded for Arsenal, and while Arsenal are monitoring Norwich's Emiliano Buendia and Celtic's Ryan Christie, club chiefs are intrigued by the idea of landing someone of Julian Draxler's stature for cheap. Well, if you're talking about cheap, the guy really would earn a big amount of wages. That is always a worry. But yeah, I think of course you lose millions. I mean, this is really wrong. I think, can we actually afford another Willian situation with Julian Draxler? If you ask me, I'd say no. So here's another bogus news coming out your way. Yes, a bogus news is coming your way. So listen to it, take it with a pinch of salt and literally spit it out. Please just hear me out. So this is a rumor which is spreading everywhere. According to Mundo Deportivo, they claim Arteta used to report to Edu, but now it's the other way around. He is in charge of contacting the Cronkies to discuss contracts and signings. Sanyehi and Edu were in charge before. This distracts Arteta, who has to dedicate himself to matters beyond training. Sanyehi was shown the exit door and Arteta was left helpless by the decision. The manager started to absorb more power than he would have liked. And according to Athletic, Rob Holding is viewed by Mikel Arteta and Edu as one of the emerging leaders at the club and an important part of club's future as they seek to build a squad blending senior professionals with top-class emerging talent. Now, let me just talk about it, about this whole bad news that Mundo Deportivo is spreading. So, a source says that Arteta was promoted because the Cronkies panicked. Okay, just hear me out. I'm doing a little bit of cringe on my video because the news is literal cringe out here. Hear me out. They have 5 franchises. The Cronkies have 5 franchises in different sports. Arteta is left helpless by the decision and is having to do more than he'd have liked. The hierarchy has been reversed. Edu now has to report to Arteta. The source adds that Arteta is another victim. After Raul was sacked, Arteta now has to dedicate himself to tasks beyond training, such as contacting the Cronkies to discuss renewals and signings. Edu and Raul used to do this previously. I mean, can you even believe that? Wow. Moving on. So somebody asked on Mesut Ozil whether he would, sign for Spurs. He said easy question, or whether he would, retire rather than sign for Spurs. He says easy question, retire. So Jose Mourinho, of course, the media is smart enough to ask this to Jose Mourinho in his press conference today. So he said, who told him that Tottenham are interested in signing him? Well, I don't want to even give anything about it. Houssem Auba is in his savage best. Mesut Ozil with his savage best. Well, both are correct in their own way. So with this, we end this episode. We end this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked it, do hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you seek daily Arsenal content. I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to join in our live. Tomorrow we are doing a Leeds United career mode officially on the world class mode. I know we're not good enough with that difficulty mode, but still, I'll be truthful to you. I'm not good enough with that career mode difficulty, but still, I'm still practicing. Recently I have had no time to practice, but from tomorrow I'm definitely dedicating some hours to it. So I will see you in the next one.